not going to cop to it. And Corsi said, I wanted to go back and amend my previous testimony because I know they're looking at process crimes. I wanted to make sure that I was not telling something untrue, and they wouldn't let me change it. So they had Professor Dershowitz to comment on this on Fox News last night after Corsi. And Carlson says, look, if Jerome Corsi claims that he's allowed to amend his testimony and then being threatened with prosecution for lying, using the first unamended transcript of the testimony, does this pass a smell test with you, Professor?
In 55 years of practicing criminal law, I have never heard or read of any case where a person was allowed to amend his testimony and then corrected it and was then threatened with indictment for the unamended original alleged lie. That just seems utterly unprecedented if those facts are correct.
So let me unpack.
And the fact is that Jerome Corsi and Roger Stone never had contact with Julian Assange. I don't know how many people understand this, but most of us believe that it was Seth Rich who used a zip drive and downloaded all of the emails and then sent them to Julian Assange. And for that, he was murdered in the streets of Washington on his way home from his girlfriend's house, 6 o'clock in the morning. Nobody saw nothing. And you know who the investigator was, or the prosecutor was on that case? Debbie Wasserman Schultz's brother, Stephen. Yes, the same one that was on the case of the Vegas shooting, the Florida nightclub shooting, and a few others to boot. I don't know what this guy is doing in the prosecutor's office to begin with, because he's not doing his job. And Seth Rich was murdered for that. And Mueller's trying to come up with some other way to make this come off, to make it look like Trump and Stone and Corsi all collaborated with Julian Assange. Well, you know what? I would like to see Julian Assange come to the United States, get a full pardon, and testify against all of these son of a bitches, because he knows where he got his source from. And he also, when he was on Sean Hannity's show, said, you know, it wasn't Russia. That it was a shame that a 27-year-old kid gets murdered because he was a Bernie supporter, and he found out that Hillary Clinton and Donna Brazile and Debbie Wasserman Schultz fixed it up to where Bernie Sanders wouldn't get the Democrat nomination. Okay, now all that shit's true. I don't care what the mainstream media is telling you. I don't care what the pundits are telling you. And it sure as shit don't care what CNN and MSNBC and Mueller and all of those guys are saying. Seth Rich was the one that met the professor in a park and gave him the zip drive to take to Julian Assange. So, take it any way you want to, try to make it whatever you want to, but America knows the truth, that the only one colluding with Russia was Hillary Clinton, Bob Mueller, James Comey, McCabe, Baker, Page, all of those guys. And until we clean house on the intel agencies, no one's going to trust them. No one. And you'd be an idiot to do so. This is Amazon Jude signing out from Wyoming. Today's date, December 4th, 2018.